Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We will present to you an article review titled HIV and DI, which is regarding AIDS-related vision impairment. This is the presenters for this topic. My name is Nur Auni Atira binti Zulkifli and my matric number is 1910930, and the other presenter is Nur Alani Akila binti Aris and matric number is 1914034. This is the article titled HIV and DI in the Journal of Community Eye Health that was written in March 2020. Below, we provided the link of the full article. These are the authors of this article. At the left side is Stephen Gichuhi, who is a consultant ophthalmologist and senior lecturer at Department of Ophthalmology, University of Nairobi, Kenya. And at the right side is Simon Arunga, who is also a consultant ophthalmologist and lecturer at Department of Ophthalmology and Mbarara University of Science and Technology, Uganda. Throughout our reading of this article, it became clear that this article focuses on the HIV-related ocular diseases that remain as an important cause of visual impairment. The authors begin the piece by stating the fact that people with poorly managed HIV infection have an increased risk of eye problems. The authors highlighted that patients with lower CD4 counts are more likely to have ocular manifestation and increase the risk of getting infected by bacteria, fungi, parasites, and also viruses, such as herpes zoster virus. In our perspective, both authors contributed much beneficial, valid, and significant information regarding HIV-related ocular diseases. In this article, the authors have organized the diseases accordingly based on the occurrence position of the diseases in the eye, which is our anterior region and also posterior region. Now we move to the first part, which is anterior lesions. So the first one is keratoconjunctivitis sicca, which is dry eye. The dryness of the ocular surface has a reported prevalence of 11 to 50% among individuals with HIV or AIDS. This may be caused by long-term use of ART and vitamin A deficiency. As a treatment, ocular lubricants are helpful in relieving symptoms. Herpes zoster ophthalmicus, HZO. HZO is caused by reactivation of varicella zoster virus, and it tends to present more severely in HIV infection. The treatment of herpes zoster virus is by using antivirals, include acyclovir or vanciclovir, and for iritis, use topical steroids and cyclopentins. Molluscum contagiosum virus belongs to the pox family of viruses. It causes raised umbilicated skin nodules, which in HIV patients can be widespread. The diagnosis is clinical and its management involves curettage with or without cryotherapy. Kaposi sarcoma appears as reddish purple vascular tumors on the conjunctiva or lid margin as shown in the figure below. The incidence may reduce with ART use, and various treatments have been advocated, including local excision, focal radiotherapy, and also alpha interferon. OSSN is a spectrum of tumors ranging from intraepithelial neoplasia to invasive squamous cell carcinoma. Africa saw a dramatic rise in incidence after the HIV pandemic started. HIV is the main risk factor, particularly in those who do not take ART. The treatment of this OSSN is excision, and also adjuvant therapies include cryotherapy, antimetabolites, and radiation. Microbial keratitis can be caused by bacteria, viruses, protozoa, and fungi. HIV-positive patients are at higher risk of developing microbial keratitis. The treatment for fungal keratitis is natamycin 5%, which is currently the preferred option for filamentous fungi, whilst amphotericin B is the drug of choice for candida infections, and topical antibiotics remain the best treatment for bacterial keratitis. Uveitis in HIV patients often has an infectious etiology, with the most common causes being herpes simplex virus. The treatment includes topical, subcutaneous or intravitreal steroids, cycloplegia, and antimicrobial therapy for the underlying infection. Meanwhile, immune reconstitution uveitis (IRU) presents with vitritis, cystoid macular edema, epiretinal membranes, and neovascularization. The treatment of IRU involves intravitreal steroids and also anti-CMV therapy. And the last one is cataract. Cataract occurs earlier in HIV-infected patients, possibly because HIV causes early biological aging. Cataract surgery in these patients is safe and effective.
The article proceeds to talk about lesions that happen at posterior part of the eye that might more likely to be present in patients that suffer from HIV and also its treatment. Among the diseases that we mentioned are HIV retinopathy, cytomegalovirus retinitis, progressive outer retinal necrosis, and toxoplasmosis. Next, the treatment of its lesion. For HIV retinopathy, which is the occurrence of transient wool spot, there is no treatment needed since this disease did not threaten the sight. Next is cytomegalovirus retinitis that happen when retina is inflamed and also can lead to blindness. And the treatment for cytomegalovirus retinitis are not being mentioned in this article, but based on other sources, it can be treated by drugs such as intravenous ganciclovir, foscavir, cidofovir, oral valganciclovir, or surgical placement of the intravitreal ganciclovir implant. Next, progressive outer retinal necrosis that caused by varicella zoster virus and a very aggressive necrotizing disease of the retina. The treatment for this lesion are intravenous acyclovir. And for the last one is toxoplasmosis, which is a retinal choroiditis that caused by Toxoplasma gondii and can be treated by pyrimethamine, folinic acid, clindamycin with sulfadiazine, azithromycin monotherapy, and prednisolone. This article also touched about neuroretinal disorder that are spread with decreased contrast sensitivity, abnormal perimetry, and loss of retinal nerve fiber layer associated with increased mortality. Ocular motility disorder and palsies, visual field defect, optic neuropathy, and papilloedema are some examples of neuroretinal disorder that commonly occur in people with HIV. Last subtopic that has been discussed in this article is adverse drug reaction. The reactions that happen are Stevens-Johnson syndrome and toxic epidermal necrolysis, which is an acute inflammatory that caused by hypersensitivity to drugs and manifest complications such as symboferen, trichiasis, subconjunctival fibrosis, corneal scarring, and vascularization. The treatment for the disease are topical steroid with supportive measures such as ocular lubrication, scleral lenses to prevent symboferen, mucous membrane graft and pain control, and also intravenous immunoglobulin G with plasma exchange. Next, we move to the main part, which is critique. Here's some of our critique for this article. First is the author of this article are all related to the field of studies, which make it more reliable, and some of the sources that being used are from the current sources within the last 5 years, which are also reliable and trusted. Second, the information is well organized that help readers to easily understand the disease, as the author portrays the information in short and precise way that make easier for the reader to capture the main point in this article. Third, there are illustrations and figures being attached in this article. Figure is very important in attracting readers, and from our point of view, illustration is the best way to relay information to the readers. The table depicted are also very helpful for the readers in order to visualize and summarize the information easily. The fourth point is author provide concrete evidence and also true information regarding the eye disease, as they include the common signs and symptoms of the disease and also their treatment, which help us to have a clear understanding regarding the HIV-related ocular diseases. Next point is authors are more focusing on drugs, and we wish there are more elaboration on antiretroviral therapy ART, since it is the recommended treatment for HIV, even though ART cannot cure HIV, but it helps people with HIV to live longer and healthier. Hence, it is very important for the reader to know more about ART. We also suggest the author to display some graphics in summary about antiretroviral therapy so that the reader can understand better. Last critique is there are some information need to be referred to another article that might disappoint the readers that intentionally read the article to find the treatment to that specific disease. To wrap up everything, overall, this article is very helpful to people who intended to understand more about AIDS-related vision impairment, since the article contains well-organized information and assisted with related figures as well as the table with compact information. The information given are true, with convincing resources and evidences. However, some parts are not being provided with information and need to be sought from other sources. The article also just been published last year, which make the information regarding the treatment are the updated and novel. That's all from us. Thank you.